Great. If you don't mind me asking, what's the most amount of money you've made in a year?
Yeah, in business analysis, £350,000.
So how long have you been a BA for now then?
So starting my journey in the junior BA world, I went from that 18,000 as a complaints handler to 23,000. Then quickly found out or realized and determined that I can earn more.
What are the benefits you enjoy most about being a BA?
I've got flexibility in my hours of working. I get to travel quite a lot, yeah.
Okay, so who am I here with today?
My name is Ayodeji Bakare. Everyone calls me Ayo though. I'm a business analyst, an entrepreneur, and I'm the co-founder of Digital Business School.
Okay. What's the most amount of money you've made in a year?
Yeah, in business analysis, £350,000.
Wow, that's a lot of money. So what is a business analysis?
So a business analyst, we're a team of individuals that goes into companies to help them work in a more efficient and effective manner. Essentially, we go in, find out where the pain points are, look for ways and recommendations to fix those pain points, and work with other team members like your developers and your quality assurance people to fix those pain points. So essentially, we make lives better and we bring changes into companies.
Okay. So how did you get started into business analysis? How did you get into that career?
So well, I started off as a complaints handler many years back when I finished uni. But I was earning way below minimum wage doing that role.
How much are you earning?
Then I was on £18,000 a year. And I just felt I could do something better. I was working on this complaints handling project where we had people come in and they were developing some solutions for this complaints handling. And I got intrigued into what they do. And I started talking to them, and I found out a few different individuals there, and one of the people that I was talking to was a business analyst. And that just sounded a little bit more like what I would like to get into, customer facing, speaking to people, using my communication skills to the best of its knowledge. So I started trying to understand what this role is and how you can get into it. But I found it a little bit difficult to break into it. So I went down the route of a junior business analyst role by self-studying, bringing myself up to speed and breaking in. So yeah, that was now since 2013, so 13 years ago now. Yeah, I've been doing BA.
So what did you do to have such a drastic increase in income?
So a couple of things really. So I searched far and wide for the right mentor, emailing people, messaging people on LinkedIn, stopping people on the road even sometimes, just talking to them. Coffee shop, I was trying to network my way up the chain essentially. And just working on my knowledge by reading a lot of books, because then I found it quite difficult to find the right people with the right skill sets that can bring me up to speed. So it was a combination of all of those things that I was doing that allowed me to understand a little bit more about what the BA world is, and the pain that I had to go through to get to that point was quite a lot. But God willing, I was able to get to that point where I was quite comfortable in my own skin, and being able to secure a bigger role at that time, going from 18,000 to 23,000, then to 30,000 as a permanent member. Then just working my way up the scale. Before then, I eventually found out about contracting, which is what I've been doing since then.
So what is the difference between the contracting and having a regular BA role?
So the key difference really, I would say, is a permanent member of staff is on the books of the company, right? So you are working your 9 to 5 and you're getting paid a salary at the end of the month for delivering that service. So it could be anything between, in the UK, the average salary for a BA is £43,000–44,000 so a year. So you're earning that rate, that yearly salary broken into over 12 months. As a contractor though, you are operating on a daily wage. So you're on a daily rate. So you could be, on average, we would say for a business analyst is around £450 a day that a business analyst make as a contractor. And that could go up to like £800–900 a day, depending on the industry. So the key difference is that one, you're on the books of the company by operating within that zone. The other one, you're basically self-employed, but operating on the books as a company for that organization.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, what, you can work with multiple businesses at one time then? As a
Yeah,
contractor?
essentially. So, which is what I currently do. I have multiple clients that I deliver my services to as a business analyst, working on different projects. So, it gives you that flexibility as well, as a BA, to meet new people, work in various industries, and also you're not tied down to working for UK companies. My current clients, they're based in Australia, so which means I work from home essentially.
Okay, great. So how long have you been a BA for now then?
So started my journey in 2013 in the junior BA world, I went from that 18,000 as a complaints handler to 23,000. Then quickly found out or realized and determined that I can earn more. So tried to go down the permanent route myself, which a lot of people do, and they earn upwards of £70,000 a year. But I decided that contracting is more for me, and I pursued the more contracting route. Yeah.
Okay, great. So what are like your favorite benefits, or what are the benefits you enjoy most about being a BA?
For me, I would say is the work-life balance that the BA world or the BA
Work-life balance?
Yeah, work-life balance. So what I mean by that is that I've got flexibility in my hours of working. Okay, I get to travel quite a lot. I spend time with my family. I've got a young family. I get to spend a lot of time with my family, and even if I have to go into the office, it's usually like once or twice a month or something like that. So it allows me time to see my kid grow, time to spend time with my friends and family, and also just give me that flexibility to do what I like doing the most, which is traveling. I get to travel quite a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so how many countries have you been to now?
So funny story. I had a challenge set out when I was 22 to do 40 countries by the time I'm 40. I'm 35 now and I'm 49.
Wow, okay. All right. So where have you been to recently, and what's like your favorite place you've gone to so far?
Recently, I just came back from Dubai, looking to essentially establish DBS abroad in Dubai. So I was out there networking and finding out how we can do that. And before then, a couple of weeks before that, I was in Dominican Republic for family holiday. But I would say my best holiday so far has been Brazil. Yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing about Brazil?
Just the people, really. They're very friendly. And the culture is quite similar to Yoruba, Nigerian culture. Mm-hmm. So I was in Bahia, where they were serving akara and bean cake and pap on the road. So it was quite similar to the Nigerian culture. So I found that quite fascinating. So yeah, that's one of the things I love the most.
Yeah, I hear there's a lot. They have like the most black people apart from Nigeria.
Definitely. Yeah. It's a big black community there. Yeah.
I hear they also have the most beautiful women out there too.
That I cannot confirm nor deny.
I'm sure you know nothing about that.
No, nothing about that. No.
Okay, so what do you think were like the biggest challenges that people face when breaking into this industry then?
Personally, I think there's a few, right, that deter people from trying to do this. The biggest one is knowing whether or not you have the right knowledge going into it, so the right mentorship, the right guidance that is supporting you in this journey that you're going into. There's nothing worse than going into an abyss or into a black hole and hoping for the best, right? And there are so many obstacles or so many layers into becoming comfortable in your own skin to being able to actually land a BA role, a business analyst role. So if you think about it as a journey, so do I have the right theoretical skill set, and where do I get that from? So theoretical knowledge of what BA does, that's sort of like your starting point. Do I have the right qualification, or what kind of qualification do I actually need to be a BA? There's a myth around I need to be technical, I need to know coding, I need to know SQL. Whilst those things does help to be a type of BA, what we call a technical BA, the vast majority of BAs don't actually need that skill set. So that means that people don't understand and they struggle with. And also having the right CV, because no one is going to offer you a job without having the right framework in place. Your CV is your way into becoming into getting an interview. Now you get an interview. How do I actually? What do I say? What do I do? How do I approach that interview? So it all sort of like stem from that mentorship and having the right guidance in place for you that will coach you and guide you through that journey to make sure that you learn the theory, you learn the practical, you get certified, and also now you're able to sit down in front of an hiring manager, whether it's a one-stage interview, two stages interview. I recently had a four-stage interview, right? With a role I'm starting next week on the 9th. 4 stages. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't know what to say and how to approach these kind of things, you're going to struggle. So and even me myself, I still have mentors that I go out to, right? So no one knows it all. So having the right framework in place and the right support system in place is one of the biggest things and the biggest challenges that people face. And people just throw themselves out there. Once they get 1 or 2 rejections, they get let down and they feel downhearted and they stop the process. But with the right support in place, you definitely can cross that barrier.
Okay, great. So what made you start teaching others to going into the BA world, into this industry?
So after I went through my own challenges, YouTubes, reading books, trying to find people online, starting a WhatsApp group with one of my friends, trying to bring people, like-minded people together just to make sure that we can help out each other, which was a long process. And I started doing well in the contracting world. I started training, well, I won't say training, I started helping family members and friends, just sharing my knowledge with them, what I found worked, what didn't work. And funnily enough, first person, oh, I have gotten the job. Second person, I have gotten the job. Third person, I've gotten the job. Oh, okay, that's good. And I was like, okay, maybe this is something that I can do at scale. And before I know it, I'd actually helped hundreds of people, because people that have trained and they've secured a role would introduce other people to me. So, Ayo, can you, help out with this person? They've been trying to break into BA for X amount of time. And I'll just do it out of the goodness of my heart, sit down with them, coach them through, and they'll get a role. So that got me thinking, maybe this can be something that we can do at scale. And that was another challenge that I found, finding the right partner to do this with. And fast forward, trained with a few companies, offering my services to them. And then I found my co-partner, co-founder of Digital Business School, Kenny. And we had similar mindset in what we're trying to do, what we're trying to achieve, helping people, upskilling people, and just leveraging the playing field, really, with our community and at large that we've got. And we developed and launched Digital Business School to help bring that skill set to life, right? And since we've launched, we've trained thousands of students. We're a BCS certified company, so British Computing Society certified company, one of the few that's out there. So basically, what we say we do has been certified and signed off by the regulator in the UK, proving that we are who we say we are, and we are helping people day by day to achieve their goals and objectives and transition into tech, mainly in and around business analysis.
Okay, that's great. So I know there's several other businesses that do coach people into getting into BA roles. So what makes Digital Business School different from the others? And why should people pick you over, another company?
So a few things come to mind with these questions, right? So one, we are business analysts ourselves. So we are in the industry with you. We are going through what you're about to embark upon, right? So that means as contractors as well, we are constantly putting ourselves out there, going for interviews. So we're very, very relevant in the industry. So we're able to bring that knowledge back home to our students. We run a close, tight community. So we have a group, a WhatsApp group with our students, not shared with anyone else, where we just solely post jobs, opportunities. that allows our students to get out there and put themselves in a good situation and a good scenario. Like I said earlier, we're a BCA certified company. So what we say we do has actually been approved by the regulator. So that puts us above other companies. And then you get that one-to-one coaching that you thrive and you need, because everyone sort of like learns differently. Everyone understands things differently. So what we thrive upon and we make sure that we do is meet you at your own pace, right? You have a mentor that coaches you through this journey, and we make sure that we guide you through the process step by step.
So what do you think is the difference between the people who achieve success in this industry and the people who fail?
I always say something to my students. You have to be it to become it. What I mean by that is just doing the little extra that other people are not doing changes the whole landscape. So what do I mean by that? So you are a BA or an aspiring BA, and you've gone through the process and you're looking to apply for jobs. Now you are applying for only one job a day. Yes, you might be lucky and you get the role, but the difference between good and great is so small, but it's a little bit extra than what the good are doing, which is, okay, I'm gonna apply, I'm gonna set aside a time, for example, to apply for 50 jobs in a day between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m., for example. So now you have 49 jobs more than someone that's doing good, applying for 2 or 3 or 1. So you have to be it to become it. You have to want it. Just that little extra goes a long way. And like I said, we're with you every single part of the journey. We're going to coach you through the application strategies. What works, what doesn't work, when to apply, how to apply, where to apply, and also we show you the hidden side of the market. So what do I mean by that? So there are recruiters, there are jobs that don't even exist on the job market. We get contacted for it directly. They are hidden jobs. They already have people that they want to work with. So they are reaching out to us to say, Ayo, I've got this role. Are you interested? If you're not, do you have someone that is interested? And these are the kind of opportunities that we give to our students. And about 40% of the jobs that our students actually get comes directly from the jobs that we tell them about. So wow. The difference is, one, having the right mentorship, having the right people on your side, and just going that extra layer, doing something different from what other people are doing. You have to want to be great. And if you want to be great, I always say, shoot for the moon. At least if you fall, you get to hang with the stars, right? So you have to go for it. Once you go for it, the world is your oyster.
Okay. So what's the best advice you give someone who wants to switch careers into this role but feels unsure because they don't have any experience in this industry, they don't know what a BA is, or they're not even confident that they can even do this, pursue this career?
So the best advice that I will give is find yourself the right team, the right mentorship, accountability, right? Having an accountability partner goes a long way. What do I mean by that? So, even as an experienced business analyst as I am, and I'm in the market, I'm looking for a new role as a contractor, my co-founder is my accountability partner. So, he checks in with me. How many jobs have you applied for today? Same vice versa with him. When he's in the market, Kenny, how many jobs have you applied for today? How many interviews have you had? Let's look at your CV. Let's, revamp it. Do you have any interviews lined up? We even us as experienced business analysts, we still do mock interviews. Myself and Kenny and my team. I have other colleagues that we do mock interviews together, and we jump on the call and we will essentially make sure that we prep for the interview. So, as an aspiring BA, someone that wants to break into this industry, this lucrative industry, let me add, make sure that you have the right team among you or that surround you. Make sure that you have the right coaches or the right mentors that can give you that understanding both theoretically and practically. And also look for a team or an organization that has a track record, okay, in terms of proving that they've done this in the past. All of those things put together would allow you to gain the confidence that you need, because you go through a journey with them, okay? So I always say to our students, we're going to take you through a journey of learning how to drive a car, okay? So you're going to learn the theory, do your theoretical understanding of driving the car. You're going to learn the practical, and you'll get certified about driving the car. Once you know how to drive a car, you can drive any car that you want in the world, right? So it's the same thing as business analysis. Once you learn how to be a BA, fundamentally, you know the fundamentals of a BA, you can break into any industry and operate as a BA. So my niche is cybersecurity. I'm a cybersecurity BA. My co-founder, his niche is telephony. So he goes into organizations and deploys telephony solutions for them. My partner, my wife, she's a Salesforce BA, CRM BA. And my best friend is a change business analyst, and so on and so forth. There are different types of BAs in the world, okay? And the beauty of it also, once you break in, you can spread your wings. You're not tied down to any industry. We've got students working for NATO, for Google, for insurance companies, for McDonald's, right? One of our students just got a job for TFL, not as a bus driver, as a business analyst. So you can work for anyone. So construction, manufacturing, and it goes on like that. So find the right team, and also just be willing to learn. That is the key thing. Be willing to learn. There's no stupid questions along the way. Ask any questions. The idea with us at the Digital Business School is you make your mistakes with us, right? So that when you get into the real world and you start working, it comes seamless to you. That's my biggest advice.
And one thing I was thinking about, I mean, maybe some people are worried about with you training so many students to get into the BA role. Maybe there's more demand than there is supply of jobs. But you know, you're saying, you know, business analysts can work in between almost every single sector and industry that there is.
There's no limitations to a BA's role. We are everywhere. We are in every company. We've got students working for South African companies, okay? So that's even in Africa. We've got students working for Nigerian companies. We've got students working for Canadian companies, American companies.
You could do it international
and
well.
domestic. I work for Australian companies at the moment. My new role is with an American company that I'm starting in a couple of weeks' time. So the world is your oyster, right? And like I said earlier, yes, I like to travel a lot, but whilst I'm traveling, I'm still working. So, you know, allows me the flexibility.
Of a remote role. Okay.
Yes, the beauty of being remote, and that just gives that flexibility to also be able to do other things, run this business, invest in the market, and just do so many other things with my time as well. Spend time with the family. So yeah, definitely a lucrative and rewarding career, I would say.
Okay, great. So if I was to get, like, how do people get started in this career, and how if I wanted to get started working with you, hire you as a mentor, how do you get started? And what's the process behind that, and the details of, you know, what you do and how you can help me, you know, switch careers?
Yeah, our process is very, very simple and straightforward. Okay, so fill in your details, put in your details in terms of your name, your number, your email address, and one of our representatives will be in contact with you, confirming your appointment booking, and then we would basically get on a call with you and explain end to end what we do, how we do it, and how we can help you in achieving that set of goals and objectives. We pride ourselves in understanding your pain points, okay? So we want to understand exactly what you're looking for so that we can tailor it down to you. And then you will then go on a journey with myself and my co-founder and my team. We are all business analysts, where we take you through that theoretical understanding of business analysis, practical understanding of business analysis, certification in business analysis, interview preps, CV guide, CV help, your LinkedIn prep, and then we get you through the journey. And then one other thing that we do that is different from other companies is once you secure a role and you're in a company and you start working, you get a mentor. We're not leaving you just to, you know, go and figure it out. You have a mentor that you can always rub minds with. Oh, XYZ, I've been asked to do this. I'm not sure. What do you think? Because what we found out is that initial few weeks is when people are a little bit apprehensive, you know, in the new role. Whilst they've done the task right, there's no checks and balances in place to say that this looks right. So just having your mentor to, you know, cast an eye over it and say, yeah, that looks okay, that looks good, you're fine. After you get that looks good a few times, you get more comfortable. You say, you know what I've learned on the internship, what I've learned on the theoretical program and the practical program actually is what I'm doing on my day-to-day basis. Then you the reliance on your mentor start to reduce bit by bit. So yeah, fill in your details, speak to one of our representatives, and we will show you exactly step by step how to do this.
Okay, great. And what would you say to the people who still have doubts? Because, you know, with this career, you're promising that you can help people switch careers in under 3 months, which is extremely quick, and potentially, you know, double and triple their yearly income. So for some people, it sounds too good to be true. So what would you say to those people?
So what I would say is, there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you're watching this video. It could be because you've seen adverts about business analyst roles online. It could be because a colleague of yours or a friend of yours have spoken to you that I think you can do this role, or you might already know someone as a BA. And there's a reason why a lot of people are trying to transition into this same career. If it's not a lucrative career or a rewarding career, people are not going to be rushing towards it. And we're not talking about just the UK, we're talking across the world. And you're not tied down to just being a BA as well. Once you break in, you can spread your wings. You can go into other industries from there, other roles from there, right? We have students that have gone from business analysis into product management, business analysis into project management, business analysis into solution architect, business analysis into Scrum Masters, and so on and so forth. So what I'll say to you is, give us 1% of your trust and let us earn the remaining 99%, okay? Because all it takes is a moment, a decision in life to change your whole life around and get that rewarding career and that rewarding salary that you crave and you desire. And also, you can check us out on Trustpilot. We have our reviews on there from previous students that have gone through this same journey with you, and you'll be able to see exactly what they've said about this digital business school. We've got video reviews on our website and online that you can watch about students that have gone through this same process that you're about to embark on, and we've transformed their lives and their careers as well. So what is stopping you? Literally one click, one form away. Talk to our representative. Let us show you how to do this, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.
That's great. Well, thanks for talking to me,
Thank you so
today,
much.
Ayo. And yeah, any last remarks you want to leave the people before you go?
Join us and become a business analyst. It's that simple.
All right, let's go.